Hi everyone. I just wanted to have a little play in my little book that I'm altering today. Just gonna play with some paint and some mark making. And I'm gonna just start with this page, and I'm gonna add a little gesso because I want to mute that down just a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to put a little green on at the bottom. I'm going to make kind of like a outdoor scene. Just have a couple of flowers and some grass, and just some fun, whimsical stuff. This is nothing but playtime for me. Okay, and while that dries, I'm going to add just a little bit of stuff to the sky area. I think I'm going to see if a little bit of this blue will cover some of this area here. Rinse my brush. Let's see. Pretty close. Just add a little more here and there. Tie it all in. Okay, and actually put a little white in there too to lighten up this area down here some. There we go. So now we'll dry that up. All right, and I'm also going to add a little bit of just a few marks in the background there. I need to get a different color. Let's see. Maybe this one. See how this looks. We'll see. I'm going to use this little piece from the Healthy Choice dinner. I have this in my one of my mark making kits in my Etsy shop, and it's just so much fun, and it's just so unusual. I really like using it, so I'm just gonna put it here and there and see if I can get some patterning and texture in the background. It's there, but it's not very dark, so I need to add a little bit of something else and see if we can darken that up a little. I'm just adding a little darker blue to that same color. There we go. Put some of this in. See how that looks. Oh yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Let's put a little bit more here and there just to have some fun little things back there. Love it. And I'm going to use the Scotch tape inner roll to get some little circles, and I'll just use the white gesso for that and just put some of those in the background too. stamp too well when they're in a book, but you know. There we go. We just want a little bit of interest back there anyway. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to be perfect. So we'll dry it up. Okay, and I'm going to use a little bit of the shelf liner in this green paint that I have left and put some of that. Oops, that's not dark enough either. Let's add a little bit of that blue and purple mixture, a little bit of that together again. Mix that up. Okay. And see what we get. Here we go. Just for some texture. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of the blue and white mixed together and just kind of go back on some of these areas where it's a little bit, where the white is a little bit bright, and just tone that down just a little. I'm blotting some of it away. Because I want them there in the background, but I don't want them to be too strong. There we go. It's looking a little bit better. I'm doing the same thing down here on the green, just kind of muting it back just a bit. So the shadow and stuff is there, but not in your face. There we go. I like that better. Okay. Now I'm going to take a white charcoal pencil, and I'm just going to draw some scribbly flowers and see what we can come up with here. Just want some real loose, fun, scribbly stuff. So let's see, we'll start here. We're going to go up here. Okay, and put some leaves out. Okay, and then we're going to get a few more. And these will be painted in. Of course, you'll see them a whole lot better once they're painted in. Let's see. Put a little bit of extra leafage up here. It's hard to see what I've drawn here, but eventually you'll be able to see all of this a lot better. And let's see, we're going to do one here. And we're going to go have one come up here. Okay. Okay. This pencil disappears with the paint, so it's kind of cool. You won't have to worry about it being in your way or in your face or anything. So I'm doing the white, of course, first so that I'll be able to put some color on top of those. All right, and then I'm gonna put some in the leafy areas here. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of color to the stems. Okay. I'll be adding some outlines for everything that appears to be lost right now. Just added a few darker areas on the leaves to like shade them a little bit, give them some dimension. It doesn't matter what this looks like because it was just scribbled in to start with. So I'm just painting whatever I want, just to kind of a scribbly mess. Because it really doesn't matter. They're just wild and they're blowing around, and so they don't have to look any particular way. Now we're gonna, I'm gonna dry it, and then we'll add the rest of the color around, add the rest of the white on the rest of the petals, so I can add some more color there. Okay, so I'm back, and it's a couple of days later. I had to finish up the page off camera, and I just did a few more little minor things, but I wanted to mention them because they do make a difference in the page. I added a little bit of white with the Posca pen on the leaves and a little bit on the flowers, just for a little bit of highlighting. I also added this little green section at the bottom of each bloom, right here, the little part that actually holds the bloom to the plant. I had forgotten to leave room for that, or to provide for that, I should say. And I put some white dots on the butterfly. I added a couple more little clouds. I felt like the sky needed a little bit more cloudage. And I put some stripes on the little bird's legs and colored in her little beak. And I don't know, I think those just finishing touches, you know, really add to a page. And when you can do them and you have time, it's great to add them if you think about it. I mean, the page was fine without them, but I think this just adds, you know, one more touch. But I just want to encourage everybody, if you don't have a book to do this kind of thing in, you know, this is just nothing more than an ordinary novel. And I had torn out a few pages throughout the book to leave gaps in the books so that I would have room to add. You see how the paint will bulk up the pages, and adding, you know, some collage elements and things like that will bulk up the pages a little bit. But you can see how I tore out, you know, went through different sections and took out some pages. I don't know if this book is going to hold together, you know, and actually stay together as one book. And if it falls apart, it's not a big deal. For me, it's not a big deal. I would just take a page that falls out and I would mount it on a larger page in a different journal, and just let it, you know, let it go like that. But I did add some more paint, leftover paint, to this little page that I had going with those 3 big circles there. I added some more with that excess paint. But I wanted to show you this page. I had posted a picture of this little, a segment of this little mishmash on Instagram. Gosh, it's probably been a couple months ago. This says July, so I finished it in July. So it could have even been in June or maybe the beginning of July that I posted this picture of this, a little close-up of this center section here. And it wasn't on this page. This is on a page of its own. And you can see where the white outline is around the edge here. That's the page that I had. It was just covered in paint. It's one of these pages. And so I tore it out, and then I tore off the edges and decided to mount it back into this book again. And I just painted, before I adhered the actual painted picture, I painted the outside edge black, just, you know, about 1.5 inches or so all the way around, and then I was able to place my my picture on top, and then I just doodled in the black areas. So I just wanted to share that. That's a fun way too of doing it. If you find that you've created some art on another page, you know, feel free to glue it into another book that you have going. But all of this is just excess paint that I've just been putting into this book, and I'm just finding it a really fun thing. I mean, you guys know me. Anytime I find some paper, I'm going to do some art on it. So I'm using the shipping paper. I'm using old book pages here, and it's just really a lot of fun. So if you don't have one, go to, you know, your library sales or to the thrift store. I actually got this one at the thrift store. It was a Goodwill purchase. And it just makes a great little journal, just altering the actual pages in the book, you know. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this page come together. I thoroughly enjoyed creating it, and I appreciate you watching, and we'll hopefully see you again soon with a new video. I do have my computer back. Yay! And it appears to be doing well. I'm not completely set up yet, but I'm getting a lot closer to being completely set up, and hopefully I can get back to doing my videos the way I enjoy doing them and editing them. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.